Hi, Cody. Thanks for helping my project. Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Hello, I'm Cody Allen, or better known as Project Dragon on Twitter. So I don't even know where to start.
Well,
I'm
how
so
about
bad at
this?
this.
Do you remember what got you interested in space?
Probably watching a Falcon 9 land itself at Vandenberg. That was the first launch I'd ever seen, and it was just amazing to watch it come down and land itself. And it was crazy. I loved it.
So recently I saw some tweets and some posts that reminded me of something I saw when I was in high school called the Delta Clipper. I was wondering if you've come across that at all.
I have not.
It was like an Army project, or Air Force, and it got transferred to NASA and then ultimately died. But it was launching a spacecraft vertically and landing vertically. It was like 20 years ahead of its time. It was a missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah.
So about your Project Dragon, it looks like you want to
Mhm.
give everybody the SpaceX Dragon experience without necessarily having to go through the dangers and the cost.
Yeah, so it's really cool because I'm taking technology that's already used in like aviation and some of these other industries with full motion simulators, and then basically having a Crew Dragon capsule almost mounted on top of this full motion simulator that will be able to simulate ideally any SpaceX Crew Dragon mission. And people can go and experience this, like you said, without the danger, the cost of an actual rocket. um, yeah, it's really cool. Right now, it's just researching the systems, trying to make it as accurate as possible. So, yeah.
So just a kind of a thought-provoking question. What if you're so successful, people are like, why should I bother going on a real dragon?
I haven't thought about that. um, of course, the simulator is still, I'm on the word now. It's very limited in what it can do because it's on Earth, so it has 1G environment. So a lot of it is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, I won't simulate G forces because everyone is supposed to be able to do it. But yeah, ZeroG kind of hard to do. So I would say going on a real dragon would give you that experience of feeling the actual rocket and actually experiencing ZeroG for multiple days. So yeah.
Well, that's a good point. ZeroG is, yeah, I mean, I guess neutral buoyancy tank is like the cheapest, closest thing that we got, and even that's really kind of a poor simulation to ZeroG.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the the ZeroG flight, but you only get to experience weightlessness 30 seconds at a time. So it had to be a really quick simulation for that.
Yeah, I can't do much in 30 seconds.
Plus, it's really expensive. I think it's like $5,000 to go on a ZeroG flight. So that would kind of defeat part of the purpose. But
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Hopefully you'll come to Texas and let us try it out at some point.
I'll have to find a good location somewhere kind of in the middle of the US, which it will be in the US at first, and then hopefully have other simulators out in, yeah, out in the world somewhere.
Well, I could see it being an exhibit at Space Center Houston or something,
That was the thing to say, well, if they do end up reaching out, I mean, yeah, I'll go and install it there. Yeah.
Um, so did you know that NASA is planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
Hmm.
How did you find out about it?
I kind of always been following NASA and just kind of what they're doing. So when I heard about Artemis and then finally going back to the moon, it's like, oh, we're actually going back for once. um, so yeah, that's kind of how I heard about it.
Now, with my countdown to the moon project, I'm interviewing a person a day to the end of 2024, which was when we were originally targeting to put those people back on the moon. And I interview random people at Starbucks and at the mall and the airport. Only about 20% of them know that we're sending people back to the moon. I was wondering,
Wow.
does that surprise you, or what do you think?
It doesn't really surprise me just because, I mean, those 20% of people probably aren't really in depth with space flight, so they don't really know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm sure if there's lots of things that they're interested in that I have no clue about myself.
Yeah.
But what do you think about us going back to the moon?
uh, Geez, I don't really know. 'Cause, I mean, we've only really gone back a few times with Apollo. Um, so but yeah, it's definitely going to be different. It's it's going to change a lot on Earth and in orbit and all that.
Um, when you look at humanity 200 years from now, what does it look like to you?
200 years from now, definitely commercial space. Um, Pretty much where it's like a normal airline where you could just say, yeah, we're gonna go on vacation to Mars for 2 years. And yeah, it'll hopefully by then be the same price as an airline ticket now.
I think if you do take that trip to Mars, you definitely want to upgrade to a fully reclining bed.
Yeah.
But do you think we'll have cities on Mars by then?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Uh, do you think we'll be beyond Mars?
Oh, definitely with the companies like SpaceX will definitely be beyond Mars, maybe, or at least looking beyond Mars by then. But who knows?
Um, so if it was possible, would you take a trip to space?
Absolutely.
And
I would definitely take one.
how far would you go?
Jeez, that's always a tough question. um, I'd be okay with going to Mars or even the moon. Probably the moon at first.
Would you consider immigrating to Mars and being one of those colonists that live on
Ooh.
that Mars city?
At some point, yeah. I obviously have no clue what that's going to be like living on Mars, but yeah, I'd be willing to.
So now imagine this: either you or one of your descendants actually immigrates to Mars, and is 200 years in the future, and it's your great 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 granddaughter. I'm not sure how many greats it takes. She's in Mars. She's in high school, doing a history project on the 2020s, looking back at this time that you're living in.
Oh, jeez.
What do you hope is rememberable during this time?
Definitely people like Jared Isaacman, Elon Musk, and just private space, um, as well as stuff like COVID and a lot of the negatives. As much as we don't want to think about that, we still have to learn about that, and definitely the Ukraine conflict. Um, so yeah,
That's awesome. Well, Cody, I see this as a time capsule for generations not even being born yet to make sense of our time. Is there anything that you would like to add that we didn't talk about?
not really.
Well, best of luck with your project, and I
Yeah.
look forward to trying it out.
Hmm.
Hopefully, Dragon simulators will be widely available.
Hmm.
Maybe you could gamify it, and if you like win the Dragon Sim Flyer, you get to go on a real dragon ride.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, and then all your people that actually make it through that, they're already like pre-trained, um,
Hmm.
you know, and you know the economics of it might work out because they have to pay to go on the simulator, and so it's like once the jackpot gets high enough, then the first place person
Hmm.
gets to go, and the first place person is trying to, it's like multi-level marketing where they're like getting all their friends to come and try out the simulator to get the jackpot big enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be interesting to
And
figure
it's
something like
skills
that out.
based, you know,
Hmm.
because it can be, can you dock with ISS? Can you handle a,
Yeah.
you know, a pressure leak? How about a launch abort? Uh,
That that could actually be fun. I might take you up on that.
yeah, that could be. You might be onto something here. It could be really awesome.
Hmm. That yeah.
Well, Cody, I look forward to seeing whatever you make it.
Hmm.
But thank you for talking to me again today, and I
Yeah,
look
for
forward to
sure.
staying in touch.
Yeah.
Okay, bye bye.
Yeah, see ya.